Thank you so much for joining me on today's journey, the continued journey into and through and with resilience. I hope the title of this episode caught your attention and that you allow me to elaborate on that title. How can I love you? How can I love you? We haven't even met yet. I know that statement, the title, and me restating it here, kind of flies in the face of and against that lesson that my son taught me about love. That man, Mr. Karan Evan, told me flat out to love everyone. Which, I have to say this again, I didn't believe that at first. I thought he was just kidding with me. You know, he's grown up now and can look me straight in the eye, actually because he's taller than me, look down at me and tell me things like that. But it wasn't kidding. And I didn't believe what he said at first. And it came from my 6 decades of, rugged individualism and being that only child of all these years. That came in my mind as well. But then it finally sank in. If you get a chance, please review that episode when I first acknowledged what Karan taught me about loving everyone. And you'll find in several other episodes, there's like a mini series on just what that man inspired me to do. Those episodes that are reference and talk about this loving everyone, I'm calling it like a mini series of 820 episodes called the Meaning of Love mini series within the overall 820 enterprise. I probably at some point will re-release those, in a sequential way, so you have to go look for them. I probably will put them back together and say this is the mini series of Meaning of Love, and you'll have those laid out. So that is actually an ongoing subset of the entire 500 or so 820 episodes, the library, if you will. So, as I said, and hopefully you can, if I don't do it right away or in the next couple months, please feel free to reach out and nudge me or kick me in the butt and tell me, hey, where's that reissue of those MOL, Meaning of Love episodes in some sort of order and to make them easier to find. I believe the most recent release on that yet to be established Meaning of Love miniseries is something I said, I called it The Substance of Love. That was probably put out maybe a month or two ago. So look for that one, The Substance of Love. And then I put that also in that release of that entire mini-series. But that also brings us into this subject for today. That I cannot possibly love you, especially if we have not yet met or talked or exchanged anything substantively for me to say that I love you. But we do collectively, we use that statement without really defining it. That I love you greeting or sign off or opening, closing statement in a brief or meeting or in church or whatever. Also, in that collection of those soon to be released Meaning of Love 820 episodes, I produced one focused on loving the love in you. Loving the love in you. So just consider those 2 episodes that I just mentioned to you as context for this one. The substance of love and loving the love in you. So first of all, let's get out of the gutter for a moment and away from the guts and nastiness presumed in what I will relate to you. Yes, I talked about an actual and physical substance of the love that I love about you, within you, but also the same physical substance and depth of love within me. And that's our mutual and common connection that we can never lose or fall out of touch with. That we can never lose or fall out of touch with. It's very possible and grace to us to always have that when everything else seems to fall apart around us. That single spark of life that resulted in you and resulted in me being here separately, yet at some time at the same time. In the substance of love that I speak of. The very blood that pulses through our respective and yet common beings. And the sound that you can hear and feel within you right now. And that's how I can love you without ever meeting you. Because of that substance that we share in common, yet never, ever met physically. But we do meet, and we have met. Consider these small examples. When you hear a voice, or a song, or even just a recorded speech that moves you, that inspires you, that brings out of you something already within you. Remember that term I mentioned in many episodes before called educare, the Latin word that prefaces the word we use as called educate or education? Educare means just that, to bring out from within. So, you hear that song or hear that speech and it inspires you. And you may just say, I love me some OJs. I love me some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Kool and the Gang, Chris Bodie, Mama Terra, High Pulp, Robert Glasper, Chet Baker. You never met them, but you can say you love them. That their sound that hits you in a certain way. Those ones as mentioned, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Mama Terra, High Pulp, Chet Baker, their sound hits me softly in the heart. I love the love in them that comes through and out of their instruments, their composition, their words that emanated from that same common essential source within me. And that's how I can love you. Given that example, that's how I can love you. And believe me, I do. Stay present. Stay current. No matter where you are in this world, remember, hey, it is 8:20.